We are live on YouTube. For some reason, I'm really low on the YouTube output.
Hmm.
I need to figure out why that is. Give me a second.
Okay.
Sure, it will be something here. Boom, ba-dum, ba-dum. No, that's as loud as it's gonna get.
It gives me more time to stuff my face anyway.
That's all loud. Why is that so low on the fucking on that thing? And I can turn it up here. Oh no,
Yeah, that's louder.
that's louder. Okay.
Well, it turned louder to me when you said I can turn it up here.
No, it doesn't look. The thing is not going up and down a lot.
Oh. I can definitely hear more.
1, 2, 1, 2. Well, now I'm too loud on the recorder. 1, 2. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Something is really wrong with my setup. I really need to take this apart. Say something.
1, 2, 1, 2.
A lot louder on YouTube. What the fuck?
That's because of my domineering voice.
Yeah, you're just
My Brian Blessed voice. Hello! Hello!
1, 2. No, it's not that.
There you go.
Oh, I hate this.
Oh, I can't believe I'm... Yeah, good call, Tommy Bobbins there. Gordon's alive!
Yeah.
Right.
I could just turn this out for some reason, and that's not gonna change anything, is it? No. Oh, fuck you, computer. Fuck you. I hate you. I hate you so much.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We'll just have to do that.
Let's make. Yeah, we'll be all right. As long as the recording comes out, that's the main thing.
Can't do it better. Just Christ.
2, 1, 2.
I'm testing. I'm using the Lord's
2, 2, 2. Tubey, tubey, two.
completely overmodulated on the recorder and not loud enough on YouTube. It's disgusting. Is what it is.
Yeah, you do sound oddly quiet on this end now. I mean, you did before, but you sound better than you did before, but you're still weirdly quiet.
Yeah, I'm just playing with things. Just give me another second. Okay, 1, 2. What can I do? How's this routed?
Meanwhile, I can entertain people by eating a cookie. It's very nice. Yeah. It's it might be double chocolate actually.
1, 2. Oh shit.
What?
Say something.
1, 2. I've got to do.
This
1, 2, 1.
Now on the same channel as I am on the recorder. That's obviously not going to work.
No, that's weird.
What the fuck is going on here?
Nice call. The hat has fucked up the acoustics.
Yeah, no, it's not the hat.
Sure.
Give me a second.
Cookie coming through loud and clear. Apologies for that. This is my excuse for dinner. I'm going to have to try and eat something better than this after the show, I think.
Why are we now on the same channel? This
must be the output from the mixer, maybe.
Yeah, but I didn't change that.
A monitor setting somewhere or a solo setting?
I don't have any solo settings.
Hello.
Yeah, you're still on that channel. What the fuck did I do?
That's a very logical argument there, Mitsu. It was fine last week without the hat. I can't argue with your scientific reasoning there. It's definitely sound. Even my level seems to be going up and down quite a lot for some reason. I don't know why. Hello. 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 Hello.
That doesn't change anything. What the fuck? Let me think. Let me think.
Oh, delivery pizza. Thanks very much. You didn't have to do that, Geordie bastard. Um, how did you get my address? No, sadly, I think he's buying himself a pizza, not me.
What?
Never mind. Save me a slice. I'll be back for breakfast. Whatever it is. Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast. Just the retro encabulator. Yeah, we're getting some serious side fumble here. We need to eliminate the side fumble. I wish I'd brought the guitar now. Could have played some songs for you.
Possibly. 1, 2, 1, 2. Say something.
Hello, hello, hello.
Coming out on this channel. That. Say something now.
Hello, 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 hello.
No, you're not coming.
Are you on like a pre and post fade or something, or is it like the solo one? That's weird. Mono. It's like a mono button or something weird going on. How does it come out of the mixer? Is it out of an auxiliary or out of the main mix? Or the tape return, I suppose.
What? I didn't change anything on this. Christ, this can't be possible. What? For fuck's sake.
Well, people can hear us both apparently.
Yeah, it works on YouTube. But...
Cheers, Geordie bastard. You know, there's no need to be like that.
Okay, so. Brain mix.
Bum 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 bum. Your podcast is important to us. Let's have some hold music. In fact, I could play some hold music. The sun has got his hat on. Hip 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 hooray.
This is not good.
Still getting it on the same channel. Okay, the only thing we can do is trace it back from the recorder to the computer and eliminate it. It must be something on the computer. If you haven't unplugged anything or changed anything, there must be something on the computer that's changed. Like software mixer or something.
No, it can't be because it's going from the mixer to the recorder.
Oh, okay.
Gotta be something there. I must have changed something.
Maybe a setting on the recorder. Maybe it's set to mono or something.
That of course that could be it, couldn't it?
Could be.
Then I would feel really stupid.
Well, I wouldn't, because then we'll have it fixed and we don't have to worry about it. So you know.
Mono mix is off.
Oh, so it's not that then. Okay. Let's see. Are we both coming out on both channels, or are we?
No, we're both coming out on one.
On one channel.
Separated. Okay. That's the way.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not set to mono. Hello, hello, hello.
Oh no, of course that doesn't work. No, okay. I don't understand this at all. But it's not coming in through here at all. So no, that's coming in. Both coming in through there, and nothing's coming in through here, right? Say something.
1, 2.
Okay, that's the problem.
Hello.
Right.
So if we've traced the problem, that's the start. I'm just gonna keep humming for you. Linux Outlaws presents Dan hums the greatest hits of, I don't know. Can I do the greatest hits of in hum style? Bob Dylan, he could do some humming. You know, it wouldn't make that much difference, would it? I could just do like. No, I can't. I was trying to do Subterranean Homesick Blues. That's really difficult to hum. I can't hear you now for some reason. I can see you talking. Some dramatic music for you. Let me see if I can find the song I'm going to play later, actually. Oh, some weird effect came through then. I got like an echo on that. Yeah, it's tempting actually. It's next door. I'll have to go and get it. Hang on a sec.
Say something?
Now you've got like a massive echo on you, like an effect. You went, say something, 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 something.
Yeah.
Wow, it sounds quite impressive. Now I can't hear. Oh, you're cutting in and out, like you're pressing a button as you're talking or something. No, I still can't hear you at the moment. You were cutting in and out.
Hear me now?
Yeah. Oh, and you haven't got an effect either.
What? Did I have an effect before?
Yeah, you had like a mad reverb on you.
Wait a second. Oh, that was the other microphone.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're getting the signal that should actually be going to the mixer.
Should be going to the recorder, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right.
So, how's that? How does that work? You're getting that.
So Jody Bastard's asking me to hum Bohemian Rhapsody now. Well, that's going to be interesting, isn't it? That's really hard to hum.
This shit. I don't know what to do. I have no idea whether this is working.
Definitely something strange going on.
What I just changed. That's the one that should be going to the mixer.
Yeah.
You.
Is there any buttons to change the routing on the mixer? I don't know. Like something like a send stereo to whatever, pre-fade, all that shit. There might be some button somewhere that's been pressed by accident. Or even a solo or something.
No, it doesn't have that. It doesn't have a solo, and I'm not mixing up.
Buy this T-shirt.
Oh, wait a moment. If this is going to you, the stuff you're hearing is going to the interface, right? Huh? That doesn't make any sense.
I definitely got a weird, like when you did something before, I was getting the other mic coming through.
Microphones. Oh,
right. Well, that's fine then.
That shouldn't be going there. That signal. Oh my god.
So what's it connected to? An auxiliary, the recorder that is, an auxiliary or like a stereo out or what?
Well.
Because that'd be the place to start from. And trace it back through.
Something like 3 seconds. I know what it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting you from the audio interface. So actually, it is a problem on the computer.
Ah, okay. Score 1 for
this output here. That's you. That's going out on the headphones. That is wrong. Say something again.
Hello. Is that has it swapped your sound interfaces or something?
Yes, it's
okay. So it swapped the cards.
Yeah. No, it's both. So it's, yeah. No, I know. Gee, now I know I have no idea how to fix it in here. Give me a second.
I don't know whether it'd be a main pulse audio setting or something. I might top my drink up while you're doing it. I'll be back in 1 second. Well, that's a bit ambitious. Make it like 20 seconds.
Dan's coming from this. I'm going to send him over here, right? No, I would have. Yes, I fixed it. Yes, motherfucker. Put the head back on. Sorry, people. This is hard. It's hard shit. Now the hard part. This is the other microphone.
One, two. Everybody. Yeah, that seems to work.
And that works. Yes, that works. That seems to work as well.
1, 2, everybody. Attention all slaves. Attention all slaves.
I mean, no one's gonna eat your eyes. I'm back. I'm just getting my headphones.
Good.
I heard you shouting something there. I heard you shouting through the headphones as I was walking up.
Now shut up for a second. I need to test something. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, now you.
1, 2.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Good.
Cool.
I'm going to stop my recorder.
Yeah, let's start again because I've recorded 20 minutes nearly of us just going 1, 2, 1, 2.
Tell me about it.
Okay.
I'm starting a sorry to YouTube for that because they got all of that.
They're going to get all of that shit, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Uncut, baby. Uncut.
Now we can do the show.
Let's do it.
Oh, fuck. No, we can't.
Why?
I just need my iPad now for this stuff.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So I wish I'd brought the guitar now. I didn't bring it back because I thought he'd finished it. I thought he'd fixed it, sorry, when he said he'd fixed it. You know. That was my first clue. Okay, so we should be... Well, considering we were hoping to start like near 7 today, there's been like 25 minutes of fucking around with the sound card. And then we should be starting any minute now. I feel like I need to do a countdown. A countdown timer. Like the talking clock. At the sound of the third tone, the episode will be 345. Boop, boop, boop. Okay.
I'm so pissed off now.
And now you're ready to have a good rant on your thingy, aren't you?
Yeah. Now I've
Right.
dropped the lead behind the desk as well.
Oh, Christ. It's not helping, is it? Actually, I didn't have my guitar with me, but I forgot. I got this for some. I found this old tennis racket, so I could have done some air guitar with this, like, you know. People are asking.
Is that a banjo? No, it's a.
No, it's a banjo. No, it's a tennis racket. And there is a banjo over there, actually, a real
Why
banjo.
do you have a tennis racket?
I found it. As you know, I'm not really a tennis person, as I'm sure you probably would have guessed.
Why the hell?
It used to be mine a long time ago, and I found it when I was clearing out my mum's loft.
Did you play tennis at some point?
Oh, not very well. Yeah, not very well. Usually when Wimbledon was on, I'd like 2 weeks of like most kids. I'd be like, "Oh, tennis is the thing. Yeah, that's real." I'd play tennis for like 2 weeks, realised I was shit at it, and then put it away till next year. I was just saying, people were asking me to play the guitar. I forgot I could have done some air guitar on here. I could have done some.
Tiny.
It was from when I was a kid. I think it's full size. I mean,
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's
a lot bigger than my head. Look at the size of my head in comparison.
Tiny from the angle.
Yeah, it's just far away. That's all it is. Yeah, new balls, please. Right.
Okay. We should start this.
Yes, let's do this.
Show.
Are you recording? I'm recording.
I'm recording.
Good, let's do it then.
Start the show.
Linux Outlaws is proudly sponsored by Bytemark UK. Check out their Big V platform for all your web hosting needs. Find out more at bytemark.co.uk. Six Gun Productions. New media, new rules.
They're bearded, they're brainy, and they've got a taste for adventure.
Hey everybody, welcome to Linux Outlaws episode 345 from Hanover, Germany, where my studio is falling apart. I'm Fabian A. Schorschel.
Hey, I'm Dan. Are we going full names now? Hey, I'm.
Full names now.
Fair enough. I don't have a middle name though, so I'm Dan Blank Lynch, and question mark Dan question mark Lynch, and
Just
yeah,
do
and
C, Dan C. Lynch.
Dan C. Lynch, yeah, could be. And I'm coming to you from Liverpool in the UK, and it's nice to have a kind of 3, 4, 5 number, you know. Be a while. 4, 5, 6 could be a long way off. So 3, 4, 5. It's nice to have some sequential numbering going on.
My God, everything's falling apart in this end.
Yeah, we had some technical problems getting things set up.
People are saying it's the hat. I got an Australian hat again, you know, the Cattleman, which I used to have, and I've worn for over 10 years, and it fell apart at some point, so it was high time getting a new one. Summer's coming, so actually protected me from the rain today, walking home from the train. That was good.
Nice, nice. Yeah, people were saying maybe the hat was causing interference with the acoustics.
Yeah,
or something.
it's so awesome. It's causing interference.
Yeah.
I also pimped. I pimped the announcement microphone. Right?
Oh, wow.
Check this out.
Go on then.
Attention all slaves! Attention slaves! Drop that banana!
Wow, now you sound like one of the Daleks or something, but with a lot of reverb.
Exterminate!
Yeah, a little bit.
Exterminate!
That's quite scary. Yeah.
To the bridge.
Isn't that cool?
Okay. People are gonna love that or hate it. I can see that.
I piped it through my my guitar amp simulator thing, the Fender Floor thing,
yeah.
Mustang thing.
Sounds good.
Cool.
It's definitely it's definitely different. I like that. It sounds a bit kind of the distortion makes it sound a bit Dalek.
Well, I could play with it. I could switch it like to Jimi Hendrix wah mode. I wonder how that sounds with the microphone attached to it.
I'm sure we'll find out at some point. So speaking of music and stuff, actually, that's a good point to start off with. As most of you will probably know, for the last kind of 18 months or so, it's a bit less than 18 months, but only just. I've been working on an album with my band, and we had some ups and downs, and you know, it's been a long road, but it's coming out. It's been a
long road.
Yeah, it's been a long road. It's coming out on the 18th of May, which is only like a week on Sunday. So I've got a lot of work to do in the next couple of weeks. Well, less than 2 weeks actually. But we're actually, we're releasing the album, the digital version anyway. We'll have all that ready on the 18th. We may take maybe the week after before I get all the things posted out to everyone. But the physical versions, that is. But it's finally come to fruition. You know.
So you're saying it's been a long road.
Yeah. Are you going to play something now? I don't know. I can't hear it. Right, okay. Yeah. It has. It's so true, yeah.
I love that song. Everybody hates it. I love it.
It's almost as if it was written about our album process. But one of the things I'd like to mention is not only to tell all the people who've been waiting for the album to come out that it is on its way, but also that there's 2 free gigs coming up. So if you're near Liverpool in the UK, or you can get to Liverpool in the UK on the 18th of May, we're doing a free gig in the Cavern Club, which is quite famous.
Isn't that where the Beatles played?
Yeah, that's the same place. So we're playing we're playing it. So we used to let them warm up for us, but I think they needed our help a bit. So we let them warm up for us about 45 years ago. So they played there for a long time. But we're playing on May the 18th, which is a Sunday. It's a free gig. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, so it's nice and early. So you've got time to hang around and have a drink with us and stuff. And then on the following day, which is a Tuesday, which is why we've had to move the show. May the 20th is a Tuesday. We're playing in the same place, the Cavern Club in Matthew Street, at 7 p.m. in the evening. So that's going to be cool.
I'm going to butt in.
Mm?
Since Katie started to work in Hamburg now.
Ah, yeah, another Beatles connection.
Yeah, she's going to take a. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that. Gonna was gonna have a temporary home there.
Nice.
For long. I thought, what the fuck? She was like, oh, there's saw posters. There's John Fogerty's in town. And I'm like, what? Nobody told me about this. I bought tickets. Gonna see
when
him
is it?
At 30th of May.
Okay, so not long.
In the city, it's Stadtpark. It's the park, the big park in town. Never been there, but it's gonna be awesome. Open air.
Yeah, he wanted to warm up for us for our free gigs, but I felt really bad saying no. But it didn't. We were like, John, we love you and that, but we just don't think it's gonna work out, mate.
Rocking all over the world, man.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not gonna play that. I actually managed to get the last LO episode banned on YouTube.
Oh yeah, you did.
Several countries, including Germany.
Nice.
I also got Angels of Death banned because I played Yellow Baneblade. We all live in a yellow Baneblade.
Right. Now you've just got it banned again.
Yeah, well, if GEMA is so strict that my singing counts,
yeah,
then we have bigger problems.
That's a pretty loose definition, yeah. If you head over to 20pound.net, there we go.
Infringement detected.
Now you sound like you're just doing announcements on a really echoey train station somewhere.
Hello.
The train leaving from platform 5.
From ICE to Hamburg.
Yeah, that's it.
45 minutes late.
Yeah. Head to 20pound.net, 20lb.net. There's a link in the show notes.
I can't wait for this CD to appear here.
It's going to be here in the next. Well, you'll get it in the next couple of weeks. You get the digital version first, but the physical version will come after that.
Cool. I got the album of Fit and the Conniptions.
Ah, cool.
I got that 2 days ago.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, I've got a copy of that as well. Nice album. So keep an eye out for that. Meantime, another quick kind of apropos of nothing. I got myself a Nexus 5 at the weekend. I upgraded my phone at last. It's very cool. I like it. I mean, I'm not going to review it because everybody's seen it and probably played with it by now. But it seems pretty nice. I'm waiting to get a projector, some kind of screen protector for it or case or something. Because the last phone I had, I just basically... Well, the last phone I had, well, you saw what it was like. It was basically destroyed.
Yeah,
so
maybe it's better if you get one.
Yeah, I'd rather not kind of wreck this. I've only had it a couple of days, 2 or 3 days.
Nice phone, isn't it?
It's very nice, yeah, I like it, yeah. And very light as well, considering it's a little bit bigger than the... I had the Galaxy Nexus before this, so it's a little bit bigger, but...
yeah, me too. I went from the Galaxy Nexus to that as well.
But it doesn't feel any heavier, that's for sure. In fact, it's probably lighter. So I'm enjoying playing around with that at the moment, so I'll let you know how that goes. Right then, we've got our... now that you're suitably worked up after having all your your technical problems, you've got... I'm not going to call it a new section. What's this? Fab's Soapbox?
It's a kind of a new segment.
Kind of a new section, okay. Interesting.
Attention, rant alert. Rant coming up. If you're sensitive to rants, fast forward for 30 minutes, please. Thank you.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I'll have to ask you before I start into this how you feel about this. You probably heard about the net neutrality debate going on. That's been going on.
I've heard about it, but I can't say I'm massively well informed on it.
Okay. I have an opinion on this, which is probably going to be very controversial. We'll get a lot of emails, so just...
Oh, that'll be fun.
Batten down the hatches for that. Okay. So the issue is that the FCC has stated that they will have new rules concerning net neutrality, and everybody's all up in arms about this. Now, before I started in this, I worked for an ISP for 4 years, over 4 years. I did support. I was a frontline support guy, so I didn't do any networking or something like that. But I knew a lot of people there. I talked to people there. You know how it is when you're at a company. Well, at least I always look what's going on in different areas, and I try to learn stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up a little bit about how ISPs, internet service providers, how their business works. Now, I think net neutrality is a lot of crap. It's a buzzword that by now doesn't mean anything. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. The idea of net neutrality is that all packets, but that's what people say what it is. Actually, the guy who coined the phrase said something completely different, but everybody ignored that. The idea is that all packets are created equal and should be treated equal, right? So that when we send out this podcast and Netflix sends out movies, that we both be treated the same. Our packets will get
a level playing field, yeah.
Right. Now, the rules the FCC established are for routing on an ISP level. They specifically were talking about the last mile. Now, the last mile is that thing between, the last bit between your house
and the exchange,
whatever, and your internet service provider, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is no network neutrality there. I can say this definitely for Germany. It's the same in the UK. I've lived in the UK. I've talked to people there, and it's if everything I've read and seen tells me that it's the same in the US. Network internet service providers do things like they call it quality of service, packet shaping,
QoS. Yeah.
So there are reports. I was talking with a guy 2 weeks ago or so on Twitter about Hearthstone and that they have connection problems, and he pointed me to some documents. There were reports that in the UK for a long time on certain service providers they would block World of Warcraft traffic outright. Like you couldn't connect to World of Warcraft, and there was a huge outcry about that. On BT, they in peak times they would completely block World of Warcraft traffic. There was a huge outcry. World of Warcraft became popular, and then they just throttled it down. That's just one instance. There is no net neutrality on the last mile. There's always traffic shaping going on. Otherwise, the DSL system and cable's the same. It would not work, especially cable. Cable is even worse because in DSL you have a star-like connection. So every customer is connected to an exchange over basically one wire. On cable, you're all on a big loop. Like if you're next to me, right, and you're closer to the exchange than I am, my traffic kind of passes you on the way.
Yeah, it's affected.
If you're just torrenting, I won't be able to watch Netflix if they don't do traffic shaping. This is why they do traffic shaping. They detect that you're downloading or uploading. In most cases, actually the upload that's a problem. Or let's say downloading. You're downloading thousands of megabytes. Like you're just streaming shit as fast as you can. They will see that and then they will throttle you down. They won't cut your connection, but there are some ISPs that actually block BitTorrent traffic, completely.
There's quite a few. Yeah.
But usually they will throttle you down a bit so that I can watch Netflix, and that is not bad. That we want that as customers, because we want to be able to do this show. I'm streaming video over the internet now. Now, if my neighbor goes and starts downloading all of House of Cards right now, his bandwidth is bigger because he's downloading a lot more. But I still want I still want this Hangout to work, so they need to throttle him down a bit. I don't think that's bad. Now, what the FCC said was, let's take the Netflix example, because everybody loves Netflix, all about Netflix. They are responsible for a huge amount of traffic on the internet. Now they said if you have a Comcast connection, you're a subscriber for Comcast, you're just a normal guy, and you want to watch Netflix, and Netflix is pushing a lot of traffic into the Comcast system, right? If Comcast wants a guaranteed speed for all this traffic, they will have to Netflix. They will have to pay Comcast. Right? The whole net neutrality idea is that nobody has to pay anybody. They're saying, it's all peering and stuff. But what these people don't understand, that peering it's not written in the law. Peering is basically ISPs being nice to each other. So Comcast to Verizon will let your traffic through our system if you let our traffic through yours, and then we're even. Now,
they're both pretty aggressive companies, so you don't think that'll slow it down.
Yeah, but it could be. I worked for Net Cologne in Germany, and it's the same deal with Telecom. Like we were using a lot of cases in Bonn on the DSL lines. We were using their last mile, and they're regulated German. Because the copper was paid for by taxpayer money. There are rules that the telecom has to give us equal access and all of that. But that peering agreement is completely between the two companies. And there have been instances before, even in the US, I believe, where one company said, you'll have to pay us. And there have been instances where actually they stopped peering and the internet broke for some people, because some traffic, if you had I can't remember what companies that was, but basically, like, let's say Comcast blocks Verizon, then you couldn't send an email from a Comcast email address to a Verizon email address. Right? There were some cases where they said for a day or so, we want a better deal, and we're just going to cut them off so they give us a better deal. And that actually happened. And there are cases, I believe, where they pay. And I don't think that's wrong. If Netflix is pushing a huge amount of traffic, I don't think it's wrong for an ISP that has to pay for the infrastructure to route this traffic through on their end to say, well, you're causing 50% of the traffic. You'll have to pay us more. And they're not saying we'll cut you off. They're saying we'll have to throttle you. We'll have to throttle your traffic because you have too much traffic coming in. Now, if you want us to deliver that full speed, we'll have to buy additional routers, and routers don't magically appear. I hear Leo Laporte talk about this. He's like, the internet should be free. It should be like water. Nobody should pay anything. It's like, oh, these networks, they need to pay for the routers. They're actually expensive. What I think what Leo doesn't understand is that these are not Cisco routers. They're not they're Cisco routers. They're not little home router boxes that cost like 50 euros. They're expensive, fucking huge rigs that are really expensive. So I don't think that's bad. And I said this on the internet. I said this to a lot of people. The reason I address this on a podcast is because I will get email and people telling me, well, they'll cut you off, they'll cut your podcast off because everybody will have to pay, right? And you can't pay to deliver your content. But that doesn't make any sense. They'll have to pay. The reason while the FCC said will allow that companies have to pay for this is because first, people are already doing this. So I think they saw they can't, they have to allow it because it's already going on. It's a business. They can't, people would do it anyway, even if the FCC said no. And then they can't fine everybody, every internet service provider. So I think they thought, yeah, we'll just have to do this. And the reason why it won't affect us is because this is companies. When we release a podcast, we release a podcast to you, the listener. We'll push down a 50 megabyte file once a week, right? That's the traffic that goes from us to you.
Yeah.
If you're watching Netflix, you're sucking down 50 megabytes in what? 3 seconds? 4? 10 seconds?
I don't know. I don't know the bandwidth, yeah, but it's
a lot more
be
bandwidth. You're sucking down gigabytes. And that's
yeah.
So, yes, they all have to pay. I'm not doing bulk video streaming to the whole planet. If I was, yes, I would expect to pay as well, right? And it's just, I don't understand why people don't, while people are saying, well, this can't be net neutrality, everything should be equal. First of all, it's not equal on a technical level. If you look at how routing works right now, packets are just not equal because the internet would not work, and it's always been that way. Because the IP protocol doesn't care. It just, IP is just delivered on a best effort, right? And that's okay if you're loading websites. Getting that on the best effort's okay. If you do what we are doing right now, if you're doing video streaming, you have to have,
you need a constant connection.
Yeah, if you do Skype, if you do IPTV, IPTV, telephone, voice over IP, you need real-time speed. So to implement that over the IP protocol, and then you have to have other things that do quality of service, that look at stuff, and I don't see where that's bad. I don't see what the problem is, and I think people who are saying net neutrality means that everybody's created equal, nobody should pay. They're stupid. They don't know how ISPs work. They don't know how the business model works. They don't know what peering is. It just pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, I think you accurately predicted that we'll get a lot of interest in email about this. I think there's a couple of things to remember, and you did say this right at the start, but as somebody who worked for an ISP, you have a different perspective, I would suggest, than most people. The idea of routers costing money, yeah, of course they cost money, and I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have, unless it was sponsored by, I don't know, tax or something, if you couldn't have a completely free internet connection for everyone and all the rest of it, because it doesn't work financially. But then, likes of Comcast's customers are not getting a free connection; they're paying for their connections. Yes. And that is a different model. That's not, they shouldn't, the money that they pay to the customers pay for their routers as well.
But they do. But the thing is, the thing the FCC said, and the thing they just enabled, or they want to, they haven't put out any legislation. There haven't been any documents. But what they are saying is, if Netflix is causing traffic, Comcast will bill Netflix, and the Netflix subscriber fee will rise. The Netflix subscribers will have to pay for the traffic that Netflix causes. The alternative would be Comcast has to pay for the routers, and every Comcast customer will have to pay.
The cost is going to go somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, which I don't think is fair, because if I'm not using Netflix and they're spamming the whole internet with traffic, why shouldn't I pay? Why should I pay for that with my broadband fee? Right? The Netflix subscriber, and the Netflix price will rise. Tough luck. It's fucking cheap as it is. I mean, yeah, that's just how it's going to be.
The Netflix prices did already shoot up a lot, and I think they'll probably still go up more. At the moment, it's a bit of a honeymoon period. I don't know. I think the idea that I appreciate the argument that all packets are not equal anyway, which is true. But I do think the idea that there should be a strive for some kind of equality. It depends what market you're in as well, because it's probably easier for. I mean, I don't know the situation in Germany, but there's quite a few. Although ISPs in the UK, all right, BT own a lot of the infrastructure. They've traditionally been the one in charge, but due to the rules similar to ones that you have, other companies have to be allowed equal access to their cabs and infrastructure and so on, so to the local loop unbundling and all the rest of it. So we have a reasonable choice of ISPs, whereas in somewhere like Canada, for example, you've got like Rogers and who else, I don't know. So I don't know. I hear a lot of Canadians going on about the problems with net neutrality that they have, and I think maybe it's different in different countries.
But the problem there is that's the other thing. I see the point, and you have a point, but that's not a net neutrality argument. To call that net neutrality is bullshit. The problem you have there is a classical monopoly. You have a monopoly.
A monopoly, yeah.
You have a competition problem. What you need is more ISPs. You don't need net neutrality. You don't need, say, all traffics or packets are created equal. What you need to do is you need to have more ISPs, plain and simple. You need competition. That's a completely different problem. And I completely agree that that's a problem. But, the alternative, you can see what's going on in the US. The guys who are pushing this net neutrality stuff are Google. Because Google is going in and saying, they do Google Fiber, there's already towns in the US where you pay a one-time fee for the connection, like the street pays a fee, and then you get free internet for life. But you sign a contract there that Google actually can do deep packet inspection and insert ads in your internet traffic. And
into the packets.
Yes,
Right, okay.
they will insert ads on sites, on places where there are no ads on the site. You'll get an ad.
Mm-hmm.
That's their business model for this. And you think that's better? That's better than companies who are pushing traffic on the internet have to pay for it? The thing that just kills me is like the argument's like, oh yeah, but this is what Leo says, right? You won't be able to get twit. Which is bullshit. Leo should be against net neutrality and against this crap, because if he's for it, then Netflix actually shafts him. Because Netflix is
because they're using more bandwidth.
Yeah, of course. They're using more bandwidth. They're using the same bandwidth as Twit does, right? And they don't have to pay for it. So they are actually slowing down all the other traffic.
His bandwidth's, well, that may be true, but his bandwidth's mainly sponsored anyway, because every show you listen to, he says like bandwidth for this show comes from Cashfly or comes from wherever. So I don't know whether his argument's slightly skewed by that. People are saying interesting things in the IRC actually, which I should mention. One of the classic things you hear about net neutrality that I've heard anyway is this business of the multi-tiered, internet and so on, and as the customers are basically being penalized by certain being in different tiers and being on a lower tier or something. And the other thing Barry FM said actually, which is quite interesting, is a lot of the carriers now, he says your argument makes sense if ISPs were common carriers and didn't compete with content providers, because that is starting to happen now. You're getting a conflict of interest, and again, we're talking about monopoly situation here, where you could have someone like Comcast who, that's not a great example, but let's just say Comcast produce a television show or something. Yeah. They can penalize other people and unfairly affect competition by this kind of thing.
That is true, and I give you that, but the thing is, actually, what the FCC said doesn't make that legal, because that's unfair competition. There are laws against that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a problem. Comcast is a cable provider, so the issue there is that they will slow down IPTV so that you watch their cable TV, which you get over. It's IPTV today as well, right? But you get it.
I was going to say, it's probably IPTV anyway.
It is, but because it comes from them, they can prioritize that. So then the IPTV you buy from another provider is crap, and you will get this. Now that's unfair competition, and there are laws against that, and they should be, they should be punished for that. And that has nothing to do with net neutrality. That actually tells you that there is no net neutrality right now. Like, people are now saying, well, net neutrality is dead now. It's in danger because of the FCC. There was never net neutrality. In Germany, Deutsche Telekom, the biggest internet provider, biggest DSL provider, they have something called Entertain. It's IP over TV. It's TV over
IP over TV.
Whatever. Yes. IP over
right.
TV.
You pay over TVs. That's dangerous. I wouldn't do that.
Write that down.
Make sure they're not plugged in when you do that. If you pee over a TV when it's on, and there's bare cables or something. Yeah. Bare wires.
They have an IPTV service.
Yeah.
They will prioritize that. They're already doing that. If you think, if you're in the US and you have a Comcast internet connection over cable and you have Comcast cable TV, that cable TV, that TV program is internet packets going down the same tube as your broadband internet. Now, they prioritize that, because if your wife is in the other room and watching a TV show and you're torrenting, and they would not prioritize that, and you'd had just one big pipe, then your torrent could shut down, could infringe on the television signal.
That's where the domestic rules come in. The domestic watchdog would get involved.
in the reality, of course, if you have cable TV, it's a different frequency, and actually it can't impinge because they're different things. They have a dedicated pipe for the TV and a dedicated pipe for the internet. But if you don't have that, for example, DSL, that's why I had the telecom example. They use DSL because we have lots of places in Germany where we don't have cable. We're a big DSL country. Now they have to do that. They do the same thing over DSL, but they can't, or now they actually can, but for a long time they couldn't separate that easily. So they just did the same thing with quality of service. They would make sure that your television signal comes through, and then the internet stuff. And what you want as a customer, it's not bad. It's how the fucking system works. And to say net neutrality is dead now when it never existed before is complete bullshit.
Well, I mean, that's a separate kind of argument. It may, you're probably right that it never existed in the first place. I think, a lot of people are commenting on this. We've got some interesting stuff in the IRC. Laura Mann says, Leo's argument here is not that he will have to pay Comcast or SonicNet, which he has a contract for. His argument is that he will have to pay Deutsche Telekom or UPC in Europe to reach German viewers, but Comcast is already paying an intermediary that pays the Deutsche Telekom, and he's basically, his argument is that they're getting paid twice for the same thing, apparently.
Yeah, but he won't have to pay Deutsche Telekom. I mean, that is a conspiracy theory. That is bullshit. How would that work? Like, imagine Deutsche Telekom would do that, would actually change the system so that would the case. How would they, like, all those podcast people, everybody, the fucking Young Turks, every content provider in the US, how would they even bill them? How would they know they existed? Would they shut down everything off the internet except those people who have paid?
I don't know. I mean, I presume that's one of the arguments. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's bullshit. That doesn't work. Like, if that's your argument, my argument is, well, the U.S. government is in a conspiracy with aliens to shut down the internet anyway. I mean, that's just made up. That doesn't. The FCC didn't say they allowed that. The FCC has nothing to say about that anyway, because Deutsche Telekom can do on their.
Well, I was just thinking they don't have any jurisdiction over Deutsche Telekom.
If Deutsche Telekom does that, the FCC, they're pissing in the wind. Now, German legislation had something to do with that. And,
possibly EU legislation.
Well, yes. Well, I mean, yeah, but even German legislation would say, well, you're clearly anti-competitive, right? You can't make Leo Laporte in the US pay for this, but you're shoving down your stuff down your wire to your customers for free. That would never happen. That's not an argument.
I suspect this is going to run and run. I think a lot of people
about GEMA shutting down stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they've already banned our last show.
Where's the net neutrality there?
That's a content provider, whatever thing. I don't know.
Attention, rant over.
Okay.
We now proceed with normally scheduled programming. Thank you.
We now return you to your normally scheduled program. Yeah, I suspect we're going to get a lot of feedback on that. If you want to discuss that, please go to saloon.sixgun.org, where I'm sure there'll be a lively debate on that one.
I think that would be the better place as well. I read that. That's just as good as writing the angry email. You also regale other people while you're doing it.
Yeah, you get to do it in public. You get to look cool. All right, so moving on from that, we got some news. Yeah, PayPal have had an interesting time lately. Some of the PayPal execs, or say a PayPal exec, has been fired or has left the company over some.
Basically.
Yeah, he did self-firing. Yeah, he over some dodgy tweeting that he's been up to. Apparently.
Yes, Rakesh.
What did he say?
Agrawal.
Rocky, yeah.
Apparently he was.
I fight the fight, Merc. I fight the fight. Sorry, sorry, Rocky. You lazy bum rock. Sorry.
He was at a concert and was really drunk.
Oh yeah.
And then he tweeted things.
Was he being like all mentally irregular and stuff?
No, he was insulting other executives at the company. I quote.
Nice work, fella.
Medley is a useless, full stop, piece of shit.
Wow.
People who should be fired from PayPal don Christmas a pool a kick.
Huh.
I read this on Business Insider. They were pointing out that he probably had autocorrect issues because there's no guy called Don Christmas apparently at Firefox.
Don Christmas. Yeah. Okay. The weird thing is, I mean, looking at this, he was at a jazz festival, Jazz
Shit,
Fest.
If her you net.
Yeah, it says he was at Jazz Fest in New Orleans. So it's not as if he was at I don't know, some mad heavy metal concert. Or yeah, he's kind of
Hydrate, full stop.
Ah, okay.
Just wait, let me just read out some more tweets, right?
The Twitter interface on Android and GS5 is shockingly different from iPhone. My sincere apologies. Oh no, that's the apology thing. That's not funny. Damn it.
That's just about that one. Yeah.
Time to catch up on much-needed sleep. Won't be answering messages today. Lucky VIPs can call tomorrow. Last night, I was using a phone that I bought because I wanted to test experiences on Android. Those messages were meant for a colleague.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he's claiming they were supposed to be private messages.
You tested experiences, all right? You tested the experience of getting fired. Greedy and lazy.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Well, to be honest, I mean, should you really be working at that level at a company if you can't work out the difference between a tweet and a DM?
No, to be honest, you shouldn't.
Probably not. Yeah, I'd say that was justice, a natural selection. Do you know what I've noticed? Last night I saw they've probably been on for a while, and I haven't really paid attention because I don't watch a lot of live television. But an advert came on just in the middle of a normal program at I don't know. Dinner, 6 o'clock, say something like that. It was early evening, and his advert comes on for PayPal, but it was all about how secure PayPal is. It's like, hi, we're your friends at PayPal, and fucking hell, it was. I was sitting there thinking, when did PayPal start advertising this? It's not even anything that makes any sense. Why this is on? It's
ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah, it seems very odd that they've started doing that. Anyway, so he's out of a job anyway, so. I'm guessing his next job won't be as a social media person for anyone. Yeah.
Oh, maybe you're gonna go into politics. You could be like the social media guy for Dick Cheney or something that would fit.
You see this one with the picture where he's like holding his finger up and he says, "I can't wait to explain this," and he's put in like, did he ever explain that? Because I'm like, it looks a bit yeah.
He was drunk.
Right. Okay.
Drunk.
So basically, he can't explain it, is what he's saying.
Who am I to judge? You have seen my drunk tweets.
Possibly not. Well done to him, anyway. Meanwhile, we talked last week, and we got a lot of emails about this, actually. We talked last week about the fact that the Reddit campaign to put the Dogecoin Dogecoin design.
I didn't notice, but then also I hadn't had time to read my emails for over a week.
Okay.
Personal emails, that is.
Yeah, we got quite a bit of email about this. I noticed anyway as I was looking through the 6gun email. Yeah, we talked last week about the fact that the Dogecoin designed car the NAS car is now done, and it's actually competed now. It was competing at Talladega.
Yes, and we do have live footage from that.
Live? It's not live. It's not going on now.
Machine for Josh Wise.
Doge
is a internet cryptocurrency. It's not traded in dollars, but a win here would pay $596,664,147 Doge coins, and a group of people on Reddit.com that are NASCAR fans crowdfunded this sponsorship for Phil Parsons Racing and Josh Wise today.
Yep, I looked it up on the old Google machine, and what deal he's got going on here. It could turn into something really big.
Bill, get that old Google machine out.
They're wearing hats like me, They're talking. I checked it on the old Google machine.
I looked it up on the old Google machine.
It's an internet currency.
Yeah.
But the one thing they settled, I think we've settled it now. I think it's now officially Dogecoin, because it's been called that on national TV. So I think that's. Sport is very boring. If they just drive around, they just talk about shit like this all day. Oh, one Dogecoin is now worth 65493.
Yeah, I mean, I might have been last week or the week before was going on about. We did have some email. I know NASCAR is really big in America. I was going on about the fact that they basically just turn left all the time. And someone wrote in to tell me that they do basically turn left all the time, mostly. But there are some tracks that have other turns as well, apparently, that are more like Grand Prix.
Wow, that is revolutionary.
Yeah, mind-blowing stuff there.
What we got wrong is you, and I didn't correct you, were saying that there's no Doge speak on the car.
There's no what, sorry? Doge? Oh, right, okay.
Doge speak on the car. And that's not right. On the back, it says there's the Doge. It looks at you, it's Ford logo, and it says much draft, very vroom.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
It's kind of cool. I really like that. So yeah, feedback like that, please. In the saloon, saloon.sixgun.org. We've got threads for this.
I do love that design. It's very nicely done.
It's a nice car, yeah.
Yeah. But I like it. It's nicely painted and stuff. Yeah, it's very nicely done. So well done to all the Reddit people.
When does Fords have like a grille in the front that looks like an Aston Martin?
I've no idea.
It looks totally Aston Martin, that car from the front.
I'm not really up on cars, so I'll have to take your word for it. I've never had enough money to own that kind of car. Or before people make the jokes themselves. I've never been able to steal one either. Hey?
No, I'm no famous.
Now that you're on there,
now.
Get on that old Google machine and see how much they are. So we got a release.
Paul, get on that Google machine and find me one of them Aston Martin cars, will ya? How many Dogecoins is that?
Quite a few, probably. It's a bit like doing a show with Davros or something. It's a bit odd. It's a little bit odd. Anyway, we got a release. We got some release news. Tails is out, and I'm not going to make my usual reference to Sonic the Hedgehog. You can make that for yourself. Yeah, heads and tails. Tails 1.0 or 1.0 is out now. That's got to be a fairly big release for them, you would imagine. It runs off a USB. It's a live distro.
They say they're grown up now.
Oh, okay. It's a live distro, runs off a flash memory, USB stick, whatever. They're calling it the Amnesiac Incognito Live system.
Yeah, that's what it stands for. It's a Linux distro that's designed to run everything over Tor and to anonymize you. It's what Snowden used.
Okay.
It's also got GPG and stuff. Famously, when Snowden was contacting Grant Greenwald. One rock. He couldn't use GPG, so it took him a while. And Snowden, I think, referred him to that. At least that's the story. So Laura Poitras says, and she has to know. I don't know.
Okay.
Snowden's distro of choice. That.
Yeah. So there you go. Get yourself on an NSA watch list by downloading that now.
Oh yeah. If you use Tor, you pretty much get yourself an NSA.
Well, yeah, you've got to. Yeah, you're bound to. All right, and so that's out now. Open Mandriva LX 2014.0 is out now. I don't know much about this. Yawn. I mean, there are people. I know there are people who listen to the show who like Mandriva, and I've long talked about my history with Mandrake and later Mandriva and how much I enjoyed them, but I really think even I have to admit that it's really struggling now.
Hello? Anybody there? Hello?
I feel like I've opened a portal to the other side.
Mandriva users?
Can you pass a message to Jim Morrison for me? He's still got my my copy of Sgt. Pepper, and I want it back. Tell him I want it back. Yeah, get him down here now. Also, tell Steve Jobs he's a twat while you're there, will you?
Steve, you fucking asshole!
There you go, thank you. All right, so another release, which I'm using right now, actually, on multiple machines, Firefox 29, which basically looks exactly like Chrome, with new Chrome-like UI.
That was a shitstorm.
Well, when it came out, and I swear I'm not just saying this, it honestly happened. I obviously I updated the system and stuff as I usually do, and I clicked on the Firefox icon and I started doing something, and I thought, oh, I thought I'd opened Firefox, not Chrome. And then I looked at the top and I realized it was Firefox because it really just felt exactly like Chrome, and I thought, oh okay.
You know, I learned something this week. Apparently, this has been called this for ages, but I just never know. You know, with that settings button that Chrome and the new Firefox have.
The one in the top right.
What that's called?
Barry. No.
No, the hamburger.
Is it? Oh, because of the three things.
It makes sense. At first, you're like, what? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Barry. I like Barry better, though.
Barry the burger. Barry Burger. I don't know. Yeah, so it's out now. The main thing, I mean, there's all kinds of other stuff they've changed and updated and stuff. To be honest, I don't mind the new UI. It doesn't really bother me, but it is basically exactly like Chrome as far as I can tell, pretty much. I know people get upset. It's not exactly like Chrome. There are differences.
It's slower and
in your opinion. Well, who knows? So that's out now. What's this next one about? We got some Red Hat news.
Red Hat has bought. Oh God, what they were called again? What's
Ceph? Is it Ceph?
Yeah, that's the file system. They bought the company that makes the
Barry.
Inktank. Barry.
Sorry.
Inktank. They've bought Inktank.
Right. Okay. Oh yeah, Inktank. Yeah, and they've even got.
They had an FAQ, right?
I was going to say they've got an FAQ at redhat.com/inktank.
Everybody's doing FAQs now for everything. Question: why has Red Hat made this purchase? Answer: because we're evil and we want to own the world.
Mm-hmm.
No,
yeah.
That's not what they said.
What they said. I'm not going to read it all because it's typical kind of stuff. But
okay, ask me the next question.
How does Inktank compete in today's market?
Inktank's highly scalable, cost-effective, software-based storage solution is viewed by many as the default storage choice for OpenStack. In addition, Inktank has built a vibrant community of developers, partners, and users around Ceph, giving Inktank a competitive advantage.
Nice. It gives it a different kind of feel, doesn't it?
It's the hype microphone.
Yeah, the hyperphone. No, it doesn't really work. We'll have to think something better. Yeah, so there is an FAQ there if you want to read it. Basically, they're doing stuff with Gluster, and Gluster's been very popular, isn't it?
They bought the makers of Gluster as well.
Yeah. Well, Red Hat's really kind of dominating this market now, which isn't surprising. So they're going to incorporate, the stuff from Inktank basically, and they'll become part of the great glorious Red Hat empire, which we all bow before the emperor, and all that. What else we got? OpenOffice. There's a new OpenOffice 4.1.
Yeah,
Didn't we talk about this last time, or did we not?
I thought we did, but I looked in the show notes and we didn't.
You sure?
Not according to the show notes.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe not.
Maybe in the show before. I don't know.
I'm sure I remember talking about
it. Can't be. It was out May 5th.
No, so we can't have talked about it. Although I'm sure I remember talking about it. Maybe we talked about a beta release or something, or a release candidate.
No, we probably talked about LibreOffice.
No, I'm sure it was OpenOffice, because I remember saying about how OpenOffice still had the name and the name that had been established and people kind of knew and so on. I did see today, I don't know, just wildly, to take this with a pinch of salt, but I did see today that my friend and yours, Simon Phipps, who works for the Document Foundation doing LibreOffice, was claiming that they're seeing 1 million different IPs, hitting their download page every week.
Yeah, they was claiming something.
Yeah. So who knows? Possibly. I still think though, and we've said, as I said last, I'm sure I remember saying this on the last show, but whenever it was, I love LibreOffice, and obviously I use it all the time. It's in all the distributions that I use. But I do find still that people have heard of OpenOffice, but they've never heard of LibreOffice. It took like over 10 years or more of building the name of OpenOffice, and people got to know it, and then it's really difficult. I wonder how many people end up just getting OpenOffice because they've heard of it and they don't even know what LibreOffice is.
Move on. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, fair enough. So what else have we got then?
By Firefox. And They fixed the 2038 problem.
Whew, that was a close one, just in time.
Yeah, which is kind of, well, you say that. Linux hasn't fixed that. This is kind of like Y2K, come back to haunt. No, it's basically because Unix systems store the time starting at the Unix epoch. Was this 1979?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. Hang on, I can find that out.
Otherwise, we'll get so much email. The net neutrality thing that won't even. The Google machine is broken. Bob.
Fire up the Google machine.
Bob, the Google machine
Get on.
is broken.
There you go. First, it's the first of the first 1970.
Thank you, Bob. So it stores the time from there in seconds.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's a 32-bit integer.
So it's gonna run out of space by 2030.
So they changed it with 5.5. They changed it to 64-bit.
Okay.
The problem is this breaks all kinds of shit, and they actually have a warning like back up your stuff, and this will break software and everything because there's no layer, there's no abstraction layer, like the software just reads that in, and yeah. It's kind of it could break stuff, which is I think why Linux hasn't fixed it because.
But they're going to have to. I mean, I know we've got 20 years, but they're still going to have to do it. Pardon me, it's more than 20 years. It's 24 years.
Well, it's been a long time, for the Linux app.
That's true. Oh God, we're off again. You're desperate to get us banned, aren't you? You really are.
I just love that song.
I'm going to keep talking over it, and then hopefully they won't recognise it.
My time is
oh dear.
I love that song. It's such a good song. Everybody hates it.
Enough. I don't hate it. I just, I don't think we need it all right now.
Me down no more.
Christ. All right, and so OpenBSD. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. Ubuntu have closed.
Actually, if you listen to the lyrics, that could be like my song. Like,
really?
I'm not gonna let them hold me down. They're not gonna change my mind.
Right. Okay. That's your anti-net neutrality song.
Sorry, I started playing it again. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Ubuntu have closed multiple vulnerabilities in their lock screen utility.
The first one, you could just press Enter for 30 seconds.
What?
And it would crash it would crash Unity.
Okay.
And it turns out Unity was implemented in such a way that when it came back,
it would be logged in.
It would be unlocked.
Wow.
So they actually held back the release for this bug. They fixed it, but then there were other troubles, and then they fixed those, and that broke stuff, and then they had to do another update to Unity. And now I think they have them all fixed.
Well, that's good. Good, better late than.
I was actually involved in this. I wrote an article about this, and then I got mail from an Ubuntu developer, and then I said, no, I have this problem, and then went back and forth. Yeah.
All right, okay, good on you.
Some bug reporting.
Good man. Well, that's good. It's good that they fixed it. What? I'm going to confess, I know nothing about this. What is the EFF privacy badger? Is that what I'm hoping it is? It's actually a badger. Oh no, it's not a badger. Okay. Privacy badger blocks spying ads and invisible trackers. Okay.
It's a plugin. It works. It's actually based on AdBlock Plus. It works like an ad blocker.
Oh, here comes an ice cream bun. Yeah, it's all right. It's in the background there. So hang on. Given your position on ad blockers, how do you feel about this one?
Oh. Did you just ask me about ad blockers?
Yeah, I did ask. Yeah, God.
No, actually, this actually only blocks ads. Well, what it does, it sends a do not track header.
Yeah.
And then if that isn't honored, it only blocks ads that from websites that do not honor do not track.
Right.
Now the problem is it doesn't really work right now, and the implementation is shit because the only thing it does, it looks at the server the cookies from, and there is a URL path, and if you adhere to do not track, you publish a statement, which is basically a text file that has the statement in it. You put it at a certain URL on your website, a certain folder, and this just checks if the statement's there.
And that's all it does.
Yeah, and then it doesn't block your ad, so it actually doesn't.
So everyone's just going to put that statement out.
Well,
they're going to put that statement in the right location, and then
I
they'll
don't
be
know.
fine.
Do not track's kind of dead. Yahoo just recently announced that they are not going to honor do not track at all. And yeah, Mozilla is kind of not doing it so well anymore.
So tracking's inevitable, basically, by the sound of it.
I don't know. I don't. I'm not sure. I haven't made my mind up on this. The problem is, do not track is, I think, the wrong approach, because basically what you're doing is the user says, "Don't track me," and then you have to kind of what's the word? Trust. That's the word. Trust.
Yeah, that they're not going to track
server.
you because you've asked them.
Yeah. And now, for me personally, I generally don't mind tracking. Like for example, if it's to target ads, to give me good ads, right? That tracking cookie, I don't really mind that. What I mind is like the sleazy stuff, the evil, obnoxious stuff. And they're not gonna adhere. This is mandatory. This is not like.
It's not enforced. Yeah.
It's not
enforceable. Yeah.
What's the opposite of mandatory? For fuck's sake, what's wrong with you?
What's the opposite of mandatory? Well, non-mandatory. I don't know. Voluntary.
Voluntary. It's voluntary.
Yeah.
So the sleazeballs won't adhere to this anyway.
That is a problem.
Yeah. So if you could do, as Jetsa says, you could delete your history all the time. You could use the porn mode on Firefox or Chrome. There are plugins that do this. Like when I talked about ad blockers and how I make my money from ads and how therefore I can't support them. I had people writing. I had users, listeners to the show, write back, telling me what I do is I have an ad blocker installed and I block, by default I don't block anything, and then if I get really annoying ads on a site, I put them on a blacklist, and I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Because I think
use some discretion.
Yeah, if a site does really annoying ads, fair enough. If they're too annoying for you, that's something. But just give him a chance, Know what I'm saying, Bob?
Give him a chance.
The Google machine, Bob, and it came out with a badger.
The old Google machine. Yeah. I just got to mention the fact that you were asking what the opposite of mandatory is, and Mitzi in the IRC says it's womandatory. It's the opposite, which is quite good actually. I quite like that. Anyway, so that's pretty good. Yeah. I hadn't thought of that one. Okay, so from Privacy Badger, XBMC has a new release, which I'm sure a lot of people have used. Very popular on Pi. You've got that XBMC Pi, Raspberry Pi edition. I love the fact that the code name for this release is Gotham, obviously, because I'm a Batman fan. So that's pretty cool. It's media center software, as we've talked about. They've made improvements, they're saying, on Android and the Pi as well. They've optimized a bit. Android hardware decoding has been improved. What else have we got? Anyway, I'm not going to go through all the improvements, but if you've used, Linux as a media center, probably chances are you've probably used XBMC because it is probably the best front end, I would say.
Isn't that what Boxy was based on?
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but that would make a lot of sense. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. It's a very, very stable, mature project and stuff. This is, I should say, this is release number 13.0. Gotham Rises.
The feature is a 3D.
Yeah, which I'm not fussed on. I'm not.
About 3D.
Yeah, I'm not massively into the 3D thing, but it is.
Bullshit.
It is, yeah, it is interesting that they're
Check this out. This is awesome.
they're becoming, yeah, they're becoming really kind of central on things like the Pi, and lots of Android TV
Pi.
boxes now are using this as well.
I like pie.
Yeah. So go and check it out. Get yourself the newest version. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the show, GitHub a while ago released this text editor, which I couldn't see what the fuss was about. I think we said, didn't we? We couldn't see what the fuss was about.
Yeah.
But anyway, people are going on about it. It's called Atom.
We don't get that it's not open source, but GitHub's like the biggest open source repository ever now.
Yeah, it is. And well, obviously they heard us. They listened to the show and they went, oh, you've got a good point there.
Thanks for that.
And they've open sourced it now. But there's still
make it work on Windows and Linux, please.
I was going to say there's still no version for Windows or Linux. It's been released under the MIT license, which is one of the most liberal licenses around. It says what's included. So much of Atom's functionality is provided by packages. Every Atom package has been open source since the day we launched the beta. Has it really? Okay. Today we're open sourcing the rest of Atom, which includes the core application, package manager, Atom's Chromium-based desktop application framework, and something called Atom Shell as well. So basically all the other bits that weren't open source, they claim to have open source more, which is good. So hats off to GitHub for that one. More GitHub stuff. What's this next one?
One of the founders was kind of ousted
Purged.
the company because apparently he and now get it his wife were sexually harassing employees.
Whoa.
Now then the company launched an investigation and they said they didn't find any evidence of this. No evidence of gender-based discrimination, harassment, retaliation, or abuse. But that they found some other problems which they didn't go into.
Right.
And
other problems, eh?
Stepped down anyway.
Yeah, I think his position was untenable, as they say.
We know we still have work to do, they say. I don't know. It's impossible to say what's going on.
Interesting that he and his wife supposedly were doing this.
That is fucking weird. I mean,
that's a little bit odd, isn't it? Anyway,
gender-based
people on the internet crazy, bro.
Discriminating against men.
Maybe.
Well, the thing with these things is there are certain allegations that when they get leveled against you publicly, you're dead anyway. It's
you can't get out.
Child porn. You're like a politician, and they level the child porn, and you're gone. Like you're.
Well, the problem with that is, and by the way, I don't know why I have to say this, but just in case anybody out there is really stupid and you get the wrong idea from what I'm about to say, I have no time for.
Pay attention now. Pay attention now.
I haven't got no time for paedophiles or anyone else, and I'm not sticking up for that. They should be prosecuted. But
no time for pedophiles.
Yeah, thanks. But the problem is that you get accused of something, and even if there's never any basis whatsoever for the accusation, and it's immediately thrown out of court, you are forever the guy who's a paedophile who got away with it. That's what you will always, or woman who's a paedophile who got away with it. That's what you always are, and that's kind of sad. Really.
I'm not saying the sexism argument is as bad. It's not as bad, but especially in the geek community right now, it's like I don't know, it's getting there. It's like sometimes you just talk to people on Twitter and you just can't say anything because, I enter the conversation and of course I'm privileged. I'm white. I'm a man. Can I do?
Yeah.
The only thing I can do is tan myself a lot and cut my penis off.
Well,
I don't really want to do that.
It's certainly a way of approaching the problem, I suppose. I don't really know how else to describe that. Anyway, so we got some more release news.
You can check your privilege, says Volt. Yeah, my privilege level. Let me check my privilege level.
That's true.
White, male, young,
Western,
got money,
living in a
extremely
Western.
high. Bing, 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 bing. Privilege level off the scale.
In a rich Western country.
I don't think you can possibly be more privileged than me.
Possible. Well, I don't know. I mean, what about the royal family or someone in the UK? They've got to be fairly. Yeah. They've got to be fairly highly up there. Anyway, so we got some more release news. Somebody asked us last time or the time before to talk more about Drupal releases, but we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about Joomla instead.
Yeah,
so yeah, we heard your request and we decided to talk about this instead. No, it just so happens that there has been a Joomla release. Joomla 3.3.0 is out now, 3.3.0. Things have changed. I'm not even going to really go into that many details. Things have changed. You should probably have a look. If you run any Drupal, sorry, that was a Freudian slip. If you run any Joomla sites, sorry, there seems to be something with my mic. If you run any Joomla sites, you should probably update them to Drupal.
Did you develop Tourette's there?
Who knows? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. There's some interference. I don't know what's going on. So you should probably update them, and there's probably some new features in there as well.
I only have one thing to say about Drupal, and you can get this by going to shityeah.sixgun.org.
Shit yeah, boy.
Okay, very nice.
That was our friend Ezra, and you really have to watch the video as well.
Yeah, you should watch the video.
Sixgun.org.
We got some more PHP related stuff. Zend. Very popular framework. They're refactoring the PHP engine. So what's
they're not
that all
only
about?
Framework. They're also doing the Zend engine. Is the default PHP engine, isn't it? And they're saying that it's too slow. And now they looked at doing JIT, just-in-time compiling. But apparently that didn't speed it up well, and then they figured out it's something about when the engine evaluates Python.
PHP, you mean?
Yeah, then you have a problem. No, when it evaluates.
So what they've done is they've made it all compile into Python, and then the Python runs on the. Now it's quicker.
No, it's actually the way it uses memory is like really hard to optimize. So they figured out, oh well, we have to completely rewrite it because we have to change the way it allocates memory, which means you have to write the whole thing. And now they're writing something called PHP NG. PHP next generation.
Okay. Next generation, right? I like it. So they're going to have a Picard and a Mr. Worf and all that stuff. They should really use those names for like functions and stuff if they're going to call it. They're going to call it next generation. Yep. Oh,
that's the long intro. Fuck.
All right. Okay. Still waiting to see if we can get this show banned. There we go.
For fuck's sake! Stop talking.
Shut up, Wesley.
Here we go. PHP, the next generation. It's fine.
We need the Where's that?
Fine for everybody.
My favourite bit is the "Shut up, Wesley" from the soundboard you had. Was it "Shut up, Wesley"? What is it? It's something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, that wasn't on the soundboard.
Oh, wasn't it? Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So moving on, we got some gaming news. Warsaw, which is quite a popular game on Linux, actually. First-person shooter. Been very popular for a little while now. There's a new version, 1.5, has been released. You can download it now. I believe it's in a lot of distributions already. It's in a lot of... a lot of package repositories already. It's often the one that people go on about as the best first-person shooter on Linux. Isn't it based on like the Quake? It's not the Quake 3 engine, is it? It's based on a fairly old engine, isn't it? If I remember rightly. Is it Quake 3?
I know you can't finish me as an acting ensign, but shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley. I do like that.
I like the face he pulls afterwards.
Will Wheaton. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So there's a new Warsaw.
Me as an acting engine, but shut up, Wesley.
Anyway, yeah. So that's out now. I haven't really played Warsaw very much. I played it a little bit a while ago. It's quite a fun game. It's typical first-person shooter. Probably I don't know. I mean, does Tremulous still exist? Is that still going?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I would still. I don't know. I'll probably get. I'm not a gamer anyway, as you know, so I probably don't know what I'm talking about. But I would say Warsaw is probably the most popular Linux, first-person shooter.
Well, I think that was before Team Fortress came.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair point. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, fair point. Anyway, so moving on, we got some political kind of stuff going on. The US are attacking Denmark in Minecraft.
Breaking news, war has been declared. The US has attacked Denmark.
In Minecraft?
In Minecraft.
Yeah. So what's this about?
This is hilarious. I actually got to write that story. Well, I kind of wrote that story. I don't know. I wrote it anyway. So I was like writing 5 stories a day, and then I thought I would write this one. The Danish geo data thingy office.
Well described.
Something.
Mm-hmm.
They're called. Oh God, I have to look.
They're called. Oh God, I have to look this up.
Data agency. They're called like your data skeleton or something like that. They're called like really weird. They built a replica of Denmark in 1-to-1 scale in Minecraft. That means one Minecraft block is 1 meter by 1 meter, and the player is 2 blocks high, so it's 2 meters high. So they built Denmark. The map is 1 terabyte big, or over 1 terabyte. And they put servers online where this is a project so students can learn about geography and stuff. Educational project. Now they disabled TNT. What they didn't disable was TNT in minecarts. And somebody figured that out. Next thing you know, people are blowing the shit out of Denmark. People are posting this on the forums. Next thing you know, some Americans turn up. And they plaster American flags all over the place. They build tanks, write stuff like "America, fuck yeah" everywhere.
Like Team America.
Yeah. Now, what I really, really like is this data trilogy thing. So they basically said, well, we did a mistake with the minecarts, so we're turning that off. But we're not going to change this. This is part of what Minecraft is. People build stuff, and then people blow stuff up, and then people build stuff again. So we're not going to reboot the map. So good on them for that. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Americans, it's just like in real life, they ruin everything.
How to alienate most of our listeners.
That was a joke, by the way. That
just
was
a warning.
Joke.
Finally, a story that I think is fascinating, actually, and I hope you will as well. There was a band recently.
Before that, I will just read something from the PC Gamer story on this. Right, this is Ian Birnbaum writing, and he says, "Quick aside for Americans. Look, guys, I get it. I do. I'm from Texas, which is basically the America of America."
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. Anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, this is, I mean, if only I'd thought of this myself, then maybe I would have done it. I mentioned album releases earlier. There's a band called Netcat, who are based in, I bet they have trouble coming up high on Google's results. Anyway, they're from Seattle, apparently. They're based in Seattle. They're called Netcat. I'm guessing they're probably geeks, judging by the name.
No shit.
Yeah, they've released their album as a Linux kernel module. It says,
definitely geeks.
Yeah, it says, I do love this statement, though. It says, this is from the band's Facebook page. It says, are you ever listening to an album and thinking, man, this sounds good, but I wish it crossed from user space to kernel space more often? We've got you covered. Our album is now playable as a loadable Linux kernel module. In other words, because why not? Okay, yeah,
You
fair
should
enough.
really play some of their stuff.
Yeah, the album is called Cycles Per Instruction, and the kernel module can be found on GitHub, apparently. It says traditional digital versions and limited edition cassettes can be had for $5 and $10 respectively.
Cassettes?
Yeah, that's quite a big collectible thing now. Yeah, I know people who buy. Yeah. Well, they don't play them; they just buy them and put them on a wall. You know, like a lot of people do with vinyl and stuff. They're collectible. What they do is they number them, and then they become so. We'll say they make 100 or less limited edition cassettes, all numbered and each unique. Then people buy them.
Douchebaggery.
People buy them, and that means that like it's worth money as a collectible thing, not actually for the music on it.
And people give me shit for my Warhammer crap.
Yeah, I've never got into it, but I do know
like the
people who
fucking
do.
Wu-Tang Clan. You know that album they wanted to record or did record that they just put in a vault, and then nobody they wanted to auction off that one copy. So that nobody they would play it live, but the actual album just like for a limited time, the actual album would be in a vault on vinyl, and then you could they auction it off. This was of course before one of the guys cut his own dick off and jumped out of
I saw this.
window.
Yeah, jumped out of a That wasn't the Wu-Tang Clan though. He was associated with the Wu-Tang Clan in some way, but he wasn't. Well, okay, fair enough.
They gave out a statement. He doesn't. Yeah, right.
I love the Wu-Tang Clan, so you know. I mean, I'm not up for that kind of thing, but
I love you, right? I love you. You're a great guy. We've been doing this podcast for almost 7 years now. You're amazing.
It's a long time, yeah.
But if you cut your dick off and jump out of that window, I'm going to renounce you too.
I'm not. Well, to be honest,
I don't know this guy. He doesn't belong to the Linux Outlaws brand.
I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that. I do like the Wu-Tang Clan though. I do love their music. So Wu-Tang Killer Bees, we on a swarm.
Now these Netcat fellows.
Yes, sorry, Netcat, who have not, as far as we know, cut anything else off them.
Long-time listeners of our show might know that our theme music is called sudo mod probe.
Yeah.
So they actually, which is the command to insert kernel modules.
Mm-hmm.
So the motherfuckers actually did that. We should sue them. They did actual sudo mod.
We could. Yeah, I don't think we could get away with that. We could try.
Hello, Netcat? This is the lawyers from Six Gun Productions speaking. Come out of the house. We've detected copyright infringement. Leave the house now. Hands over your heads.
I tell you what, this is an amazing way of getting publicity, though, isn't it? I mean, all right, it's a very geeky thing to do, but it's turning up. I'm just looking at news surrounding this, and it turns up everywhere. You know, people talking about, oh wow, this band have released an album as a. We
should do that for the show.
Yeah.
Somebody write a kernel module, quick!
I do like the fact that they're one of their songs is called "The Internet Is an Apt Motherfucker." This is from their Cycles Per Instruction. Let's have a look. I'm going to have a listen to this album, actually. Not right now, obviously, but I will have a listen to it.
Well, you could play it. Can you play something so we know what
I can try. Well, a lot of the songs are really long. So they're 17 minutes. Let's have a listen to some.
Minutes?
That's 17 minutes, yeah.
What kind of... One song?
Yeah, one song, 17 minutes.
What kind of music is this?
Well, here it is now.
That sounds like a broken modem.
I like that. I like that. I think it's quite nice.
Sounds like a submarine.
Where's that humming coming from? Oh, right, okay, it's probably my... Am I getting a weird humming like I'm not Earth or something? What's going on?
I think that's the music.
Maybe it is. It must be on the music track. I'm gonna skip into this a little bit.
Is it gonna change it all?
I don't know. So this is 6 minutes in.
I couldn't detect the skip.
It hasn't started yet. This is 6 minutes in. Let's
Okay.
see. It's trying to load it. My internet connection is now struggling. That's probably a limitation of my connection. Anyway, we're gonna have to skip. I can't be bothered sitting to wait until that.
Well,
So
that would be a stretch to play that at the end of the show. 17 minutes.
yeah, it would be a little bit of a stretch.
From
Yeah.
the beginning, it sounded a bit like something you'd play in GitHub to like torture people.
Possibly. I'm gonna listen to that though because I want to see what it's about. So we'll put there's links in the show notes, obviously. Now that we're doing this,
yeah.
Sorry, go on.
You know when I was listening to watching the That's the Bullet, where we had to move the show.
Yeah.
They changed the intro song from.
Is it 17 minutes long?
No, but they changed it from the Iggy Pop from the Wild Child.
Mm-hmm.
To Vertigo.
Oh, the U2.
U2. I actually like that song. It's very different.
I don't know. It's not one of their best.
Vertigo.
No, it's not.
Hello.
Yeah. At the risk of sounding incredibly cliched, it's not their early stuff. Let's be honest. Although you've got the right. I think you've probably got the right microphone. Yeah. All right then. So we should probably, well, now that we're doing this new format, we should probably do the second half then, I presume.
Let's do the second half. Do we have to have a? Oh yeah, we have to have an interlude, right?
Well, you would think so, yeah.
It's been a long show. Yeah.
Getting from news to here. Right, okay. I really wish I brought the guitar now, so I could just drown you out. I could just drown this out with my guitar. Right, and
yes. Feedback.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we have Dwarf Fortress, a thread about well, it's not really feedback, it's just interesting stuff from the saloon.
Mm-hmm.
But we talk about great stuff there, and I was talking about Dwarf Fortress because I'm playing that, and who was it? Second, Codehead actually said we should have a beginner's guide on Steel Rain or Linux Outlaws, and I think we should do that on Steel Rain.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I'll probably do that with Dave because I think you would probably fall asleep.
Yeah, probably.
Just look at the screenshot. Just look at.
Hang on, sorry, I'm just waiting for it to load. Give us a sec. Oh shit.
Play that game over SSH though.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of SSH, there's rumors of a Heartbleed-like hole in SSH.
In SSH.
Theo says he don't. It doesn't look like it. It looks like a bluff.
Yeah, if I had to believe anyone, I'd probably believe.
I didn't put that in the show notes, but that's the last story I wrote today at work, so.
Okay.
I should also.
Mention it. That's cool. Feedback from the last episode. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
On the saloon.
Now my internet connection is not loading things. What is it today?
Who knows?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what it is? It's packet shaping. We need net neutrality. That's what it is.
Definitely.
I like. We're now getting shaped.
It's The Police, Message in a Bottle.
Oh yeah, good song.
What do you mean people don't like the police? Brilliant. I love that. Actually, 2008. I think I was at that tour.
Well, the police tour.
Oh no, that's the police tour. No, I wasn't at that.
No.
Oh yeah, that's good song. That.
You are determined to get us banned, aren't you?
Fuck the man.
It is a good song. Yeah, that's true.
My God, Stings looks so good. My God, if I was a man.
You are a man, aren't you?
Well,
that's debatable, but you know. you are a man, aren't you? You know.
Yeah.
You know, until you cut your dick off and jump out of a window, you are a man.
Because of the privilege.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would probably do him anyway. Yeah, I would.
Right. Okay.
Heteroflexible.
If I was a man, yeah. Oh,
If I
dear.
hadn't cut my dick off.
Eh.
Jonathan MH, talking about Hearthstone, he posted a video, a tutorial. Apparently, it runs really well in Wine.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool. That's good to know. That's good to know.
There was a lot of talk about roundabouts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting feedback on that. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, there was there was a lot of discussion of all kinds of stuff on there. So we had, if you want to get involved, obviously go to saloon.sixcon.org, where you can join the big rant of doom about net neutrality, probably on this episode on there as well. We had a couple of emails to mention.
I'll just let you read them because I probably didn't read them.
I want to read this as we had one from as you like to call him, Falim Whittley. Whittley, yeah, who's our Irish friend. I'm going to try and read it in a very insulting and probably derogatory Irish accent. So it says,
awesome.
Just a quick one there, lads. It doesn't actually say that, but it says, no doubt of late, no doubt too late for the show. Actually not, unless he means the last show. But that vulnerability isn't really one, or rather, it's a feature. I can't say this. A vulnerture. And the option to enable it is don't blame our NRPE. I've gone farmerish now. Equal is true. Awesome. They have checks in place to stop it under normal circumstances. I'm losing the accent now. But they also allow you to use napalm to light your barbecue. But I'm totally losing the meaning of this. It says, well, I've totally lost the meaning of this email. Yeah, he was writing in relation to our NRPE.
Say people are all bastards.
Yeah, it does.
All bastards.
People, what a bunch of bastards. Anyway, I do like that. So he says, it's about I should explain it. It's about the NRPE vulnerability thing that we talked about. He's saying you can turn it off very easily, apparently. It says, but I guess even an option so blatant, somehow someone is likely to put it on the internet. He says, Dan, you said you use cacti. Friends don't let friends use cacti. Now, I should point out that I did say I use cacti, but I also pointed out that was 10 years ago since I've used it. So couldn't say I'm a regular user. He says, although replacing it has given me gainful employment. I'm starting to go into Terry Wogan now. Replacing it has given me gainful employment. It's like painting a house with a toothbrush. Anyway, finally, congrats on the nuptials, Fab. Buried at a remote site all day, I've missed quite a bit of the goings on. He says that must be why I've missed the Og Camp announcement. Cough. She says cough as well. Maybe I should just go. Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe some news on that soon. He says, P.S. Funny that Belgian Congo thing that you play on the show now and again. It was once a time of great shame for the Irish Army. Oh, this is going to get serious. I feel like a bastard now. The Irish Army, which I was in. Oh fuck. Okay, which I was in.
No, you're afraid making fun of him.
I know you don't. I didn't know that. I know you don't like armies, but Ireland is neutral and only does UN work.
Yeah, the Irish Army is quite cool. Like, if there was an army I was going to join, it was probably going to be the Irish Army.
Yeah, okay. So he says, when a unit surrendered on UN peacekeeping duty, with several thousand militia and rebels against about 200 Irish soldiers, it was the making of a great film, including a crazy Norwegian pilot who is his own who at his own prompting, it must be, risked his life to try and airdrop them some water, which alas was tainted with fuel. He says, anyway, some useless history, and actually, to be fair, this is quite a serious thing, so I shouldn't really go on it. It was called the siege of Jadotville, and at the end he finishes with a hearty Bloody Belgians.
Yeah.
So there you
I
go.
think we all feel like that. I think the jingle he means is this.
The time is now 2 a.m. in Bakava, Belgian Congo, the home of the Jungle Telegraph. We'd like to say hello to Ungat Unga Ump and Mrs. Ump and all the boys up at the transmitter.
That accent was brilliant. I
sorry.
haven't had so much fun in weeks.
Geordie Bastard says in the IRC, you may be responsible for the troubles kicking off again, referring to Northern Ireland, obviously. Yeah.
I can just see Philippe.
Yeah. I can't help it. Whenever I just want to like do a Father Ted style kind of accent whenever I see it.
He's Irish. His fucking name is Philippe Huitelet. He's French.
Yeah. He also lived in France for a while, didn't he? I think there's some shenanigans going on there.
You know what it is? I think he joined the Foreign Legion and ended up in Ireland.
Maybe. They will take anyone, won't they, in the Foreign Legion? Yeah. I didn't know about the army stuff, so yeah, hats off there. I just can't help it. Whenever
we're afraid.
Now we're in trouble. Yeah. I do kind of slip into Father Ted style thing. I can't help it. I always think of there's a great bit where he's upset all the Chinese people on the island who now think he's a racist, and people keep going, "Oh, I hear you're a racist now, father." And good on you, father. And he does this like slideshow to try and show them how much he likes Chinese people. He gets all these Chinese people to show up, and the slideshow basically consists of what did he say now? Ming the Merciless. Fu Manchu. And he just goes to this like Hong Kong Fu. He was not even fucking Chinese. And he just goes through and he sings, and at the end he just goes, "So, to sum up, the Chinese, a great bunch of lads." and then that's how it goes. So I can't help it. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I think of whenever I try and do an Irish accent. I'm
not worried. We have I think 2 tank battalions in Hanover. Army base here.
Okay, fair enough.
It's also handy when the Russians come.
It's more of a problem for me because Ireland's a short hop from Liverpool, so as we know. So I should be more worried about him hopping over here and there.
He's prepping the amphibian assault as we speak.
Like, yeah, he's torpedoed a Mersey ferry already on his way in. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you to Fallon for that one. Great friend of the show. So where are we now? I have no idea where this person's from, so I can't do their accent. But someone called Michael, anyway, didn't leave a surname, says, this is directed at me actually. So he says, I thought I ought to point out to Dan that the website Is It Older Than Dave, which I was commenting last week, wouldn't need to be updated to keep track of Dave's changing age, as everything else on Earth is aging at the same rate. He says, I'm reminded of a quote from Radio 1 DJ back in the 80s. This is the quote, by the way. It says, wow, Cliff Richard is still older than the Beatles, even after all these years. Yeah, very good point. Also, regarding the Hoff and freedom.
Yeah, he spoke yesterday in Berlin.
Oh, okay. He says, I vaguely remember him claiming credit for the Berlin Wall coming down. How this was supposed to have occurred, I'm not sure. Maybe it was demolished by people desperately trying to break into East Germany to get away from his music. Congratulations to Fab. Still enjoying the show. I think that's a separate point.
It's kind of point of shame for me, but I owned the album on cassette as well.
Wow.
I was a kid. I was very young at the time.
Oh yes. No, you're not playing fucking. I'm gonna hang up.
My God, that was bad.
Oh fucking hell! No, turn it off. Stop it. Right. Thank you.
Off here, man.
Thank you to Michael for that email. We had other emails this week from Moritz.
I was born a Richmond son. I can't remember. Yeah, that's the lyrics, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't listened to it.
That's basically the opposite. That song's the opposite of Fortunate Son by Fogerty. Which I'm going to sing at the end of the month.
I'm proud not to know that song by thinking. I know Fortunate Son. I don't know. I don't know the Hoff's work quite so well. We had I can't speak. We had other emails this week from Moritz and Sophia Cohen, who's written quite a few times, and Rich Brown, who should really release, I don't know, some kind of product with a name like Rich Brown. You know, it could be like have you tried rich brown tea? Or, something like that. It could work really well. Rich brown chocolate, I don't know. You've probably heard that quite a bit. Anyway, so thank you to all of you for your emails. If you want to email us, you can. You can email Linux Outlaws at think about it then. Linux Outlaws at 6gun.org. That's the address. Linux Outlaws at 6gun.org. Or even better, if you want a two-way conversation, which, to be honest, is the only kind of conversation, isn't it? Really, a one-way conversation isn't a conversation. Anyway, you need to go to the Saloon, which is at saloon.6gun.org, and you can chat to everyone in there. And have a fight with Fab over net neutrality or whatever you want to do.
Just to heal the wounds and make sure that we actually do get banned. Come on, you need to recognize. I'm so looking forward to this.
It makes me think of that song's used heavily in, I think it's Die Hard 4, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. John McClane has good taste.
He loves white muscle vests. Anyway. So, I think that brings us...
privileged music. Although, this is like the anti-privileged song. He sings about all the
That one is, I'm no fortunate son, yeah. I ain't no senator's son, whatever he says. Anyway, so...
He still plays that exactly like he did at Woodstock. I love this man. He's like really... What's he, like 75 now?
Is he?
He's old.
Hang on.
But he's still rocking out. Yeah.
I'm just trying to find out. 68 he is, not 75. I mean, I know it's a good age, but I'm sure, 68, and there's a fair difference between 68 and 75. Anyway, so, that brings us towards the end of the show. And we have got some music to play for the end, but anything else we want to say before we play some music to finish?
No, I think we're out of here.
Okay, so I want to play a song from Rat Hole Radio, funnily enough. And this is a song by the Grammar Club, who, I don't know, maybe you'll be familiar with, maybe you won't. I'm a big fan of Beefy, the nerdcore rapper. He's on some of the MC Frontlot songs. He's done his own stuff, obviously. I've played quite a bit of his stuff over the years on Rat Hole Radio, and I really like him. I like his sound and his style and stuff. And he's one of the guys on. Most people recognize the voice from Thingy. It's a Disaster, the Frontlot thing. Yeah. He's one of the MCs on that. Yeah, Beefy. He's very cool, and he's part of the Grammar Club. And they've done an album called Bioavailable, or an EP, I should say, more than an album, called Bioavailable. And this is the second track from it. It's called Phoning It In, and I really like it. And it's
excellent song title. Excellent.
Yeah. So we're going to finish with this, and we'll catch you next time for another Rat Hole Radio. Another Linux Outlaws. Because I'm looking at the Rat Hole Radio folder on my laptop. I'm zoning out. We'll be back on Tuesday next week. I've been moving things around lately because of gigs and album business.
Just to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, we like to keep you on your toes. So we'll be back on Tuesday next week, and until then, take care.
And remember, people, net neutrality is a lie.
Spell phone as in phone.
Buddha bumping wheezy and easy up in the outro. Like 50 said, I'm finna put the game in a chokehold. Yo, I'm a Chris Newman and never be in. Phoning in and out under my focus, I'm dope in the shit. Going with the dopes and the diss. All flow is a bit coconuts. Oh, hey, yo, I'm so cold, but a bit over. Right, listen. You're fucking whack. That's right. You suck at rap. So I ain't up for daps or a bucket of hugs. Like it, you fucks are getting gutted and stuff with a cut cabbage. I'm a server to your crew up on stick and fool or smack a turkey ass flabber back to Istanbul. Swag. Yeah, I don't fuck with a weak scheme. That's why I'll even leave and peep and creep on your street team and deep screen for every free food over these scenes. The beats will keep them licking it up like a sheet yeah. Fuck nerdcore. I'ma kick it in the dick, bruh. This is for my hip hop cat. His name was Tickbug.
Cause you've been phoning it in. It's rolling below me. These hands down, why don't you buy me pony? With you talking about your power and your money. Game make, it's a goddamn
So many quarters that I hold in my sack. I'm phoning all my homies, sadly they ain't calling me back, man. I'm in the danger room to level my stats, and I don't ever slack when it comes to these tracks. So don't ask about the last jack, stumbled like an asshat. Your punchers are a joke, like your rhyme should have a laugh track. Don't have to tell me about your mountain of swag, and save your city, I don't care where you're at, man. But when you rap like this, cause wrote it on the paper in your basement, save amazement when I say to yoke it. It's like you get too deep and try to sneak another week cliche, like your fans will make the beef and you creep. Like sticky candy in your pockets at the drugstore. You're not a legend in this game, it's not like rappers gotta rush for once more. It's like you are the king of the worst, and if we're both nerdcore, I hope they hear me first. I click game above the waist to get my face in outer space. I'm on pace to save the human race of
His hands closed, why won't you leave me alone? All you talk about my power and your money, there's nothing bad that you have, bro. You innocent, baby.
Try harder, otherwise honestly why bother? My side gotta get what's on the quiet. My side gotta get with those highs and pathetic lows. But you said you wait a minute, no, let it go. I'm so pitiful. My cipher was hypercritical. My political chance of out rants, but I can do it all until the origami of a culture thought. The thing, it's all behind me, but I hope it's not. I need the service of a Robocop rebuild. The roll-off weak killers, my Photoshop these filters. I'm the killer, if I can call it what the sex, all the surgeons with a lot of every wait, no. Perfectionism is a curse that has me living in reverse and imprisoned in the earth, getting burned by art forms and hard fun stuff. My smartphone's charged up.
His hands down, why don't you mind me? With you talking about your power and your money, can't make you.
Yeah.
Bad, not bad.
Mm-hmm. I love the use of the speak and spell in that. Spell phone. Yeah, how do you like that? Yeah, so that was the Grammar Club with phoning it in. Yeah. So did you recognise the voice in the middle there? He only came in during the middle, but the beefiness, as he calls himself. I think he's called Beefiness or Beefness or something on Twitter. I'm gonna have to look. I do actually follow him on Twitter.
Really?
He's very cool. I think it's Beefness. Look. This is going to take a while. Beefiness. Beefiness is the name on Twitter. There you go. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's ace. I like him a lot, and you can check out loads of his stuff around. He posts some very interesting photos and stuff. He's oh right, okay. So where is he?
Beefness.
Beefiness. BEEFYNESS. Beefiness. Is his Twitter handle. You can find him a load of this. I really like his. Yeah, I like his solo stuff. He does loads of really interesting solo stuff. He's doing quite well in the old nerdcore game, as you like to call it. Actually, that album, the album I mentioned.
Also Schaefer the Dark Lord.
Yeah, Schaefer the Dark Lord's the other guy who's on that Disaster track. Yeah, the Adventures of Beef Thompson. That's his alter ego, Beef Thompson, which I quite like. Anyway, so yeah, check it out, and I'll put a link in the show notes for people who you want to check out the band. I'll quickly post the link in the chat room as well if anyone wants to check out the band. I can't spell grammar. How ironic. There you go. Cool. All right, and I think we should wrap it up then. We're still in time for your bedtime, so we'll have to. You should have a bit of time to yeah.
I'm going to bed now.
Well, oh, okay. Well, at least you're before 11, so that's good.
Thanks, dude.
All right, and I'm going to stop the Icecast as well. That's the run, and we're still on YouTube as well. So I'll stop. You are.
Good morning, everybody, and
Good morning,
thanks for your courage. And listen to No Agenda. Dvorak.org/NA.
There we go. Icecast is dead. YouTube's still live. Looking at my screen, claims it is.
I got a weird error message. This hangout on air will end if you continue broadcasting content you aren't authorized to use.
Okay, so there you go.
We got a warning. They detected that we we're continuing. Wait.
We're broadcasting content we're not authorized to use. I repeat, you're not authorized to use that content. Shut up, slave!
Yeah, motherfuckers. Okay, let's kill that hangout.
Mm-hmm.
Bastards.